Well, good evening. Today we had a question, or quite a few questions actually, regarding how to set up a quick little alert about assets being removed or assets being returned. A common alert that everybody uses and everybody chooses to, simply because you can easily get notification when an important asset of yours is actually has been returned, and you want to make sure that it's been returned so you can verify. We're going to start by simply just logging into the software. My super duper secret password. Oh, there you go. So I'm not online right now, so not to worry about my cabinet being looking offline. I'm just going to simply show you guys what to really look forward to and how to set this up so that way it makes a lot of sense and makes life a lot easier for you. So simple fact, obviously, when you go log in, you see the status page. So what you need to do is simply click on SANS on the top. Simply highlight the cabinet that you want to set the alert assets on. For example, if I want to set up a little alert on asset number 8 in this cabinet, and I want to know when that asset was returned, you simply going to highlight that cabinet, click on alerts. And from here, you have a drop-down menu. Simply, you can scroll down to, I believe it is, probably should have looked it all over before I came online with you, but hey, let's see, there we go. I'll find it here. There we go. Asset return right here. It actually is asset return. The name's something a little different. So asset return. The little drop-down menu pops up. Now, if you leave it at any asset, every time there's an asset return in your cabinet, you get a notification. So you don't want that. Well, you might, but if you don't, you just simply drop-down menu. I said asset number 6 or 9, but let's just say number 6. Then you have the delay option. What that means is that you can actually set, if it's all zeros, it's instant. You can set this up so actually you can get it will be a delay before you actually receive that alert. In this alert that we're setting up, you obviously want to receive that right away. But sometimes if you have a alert that you're setting up, such as, like, say, power failure. Well, if you have a power jolt in your location constantly, you don't want to constantly get notified. However, if you want to make sure that if that power drop is longer than, say, 2 minutes or 3 minutes, you can set up a little delay, and if it went past that time, then you receive an alert. Then you're sure that now there's something that you really definitely need to look into. But in this case, no, just all zeros is fine. You can simply name your alert. Well, I'm just going to say this is my master key set. Master key. If time zone is obviously, if you're in different time zones and everything else, if you have multiple cabinets, if you're in the same location, you don't really need to worry about that. But frequency is really for if you want to set it up to receive that same alert on a continuous basis. Like, for example, in this case, once again, frequency all 0 is fine. That means one time you're going to receive this. If you change this, let's say 5, every 5 minutes you're going to receive that same alert. In this case, it really doesn't make sense. However, say, for example, you have a timer on an asset, and that asset happens to be your grandmaster, and you have a contractor that has signed this key out. Now, this key ring is to be returned within, say, 24 hours or 12 hours or whatever time limit that you have set on there, and you have it set to be returned. So, you actually do set up the alert, and don't give it the frequency. What that means is that if that key is not returned, the cabinet is going to send you one alert. And that, in my opinion, is not a good idea. If it's an alert like that you're trying to set up, I personally like to be notified every hour if that asset is not returned, so I can just literally follow up and go after. We had a situation that the key was missing for weeks, but a couple of weeks prior, there was one alert going out that key hasn't been returned, and it was just overlooked simply. If they had the alert set up within like every 10 hours, every 2 hours, whatever, they would have constantly received that alert, so they would have looked after it. So that situation might be something to look at for the timer. That is, so if you have a key timer that you're trying to set up, that'd be something to look at. And if you guys require some help on setting that up, please do let me know. I'll be happy to set up another video for you guys. I'll show you guys how to do it, how to set all that up. So simply we went up, we selected the asset return, we selected which asset we wanted to monitor and be notified while it's returned. We named this alert. Now in here, this is your email text. So this is the body, this is the email that you're going to be receiving. So you wanted to type in as much information that you like in the response, because the email, the alert that you're going to be receiving is going to include this information. So I can put down master key was returned. I don't know if there's any other information that you like to put in there. You're more than welcome to put in there. If it's phone numbers, you want to have someone to access afterwards or let them know, you can put all that. But whatever you put in here is the email body that you're going to be receiving. So just, think about that before you start typing and make sure you get all your information in there. So you've already set this up, so I got one more step to go ahead. And here's from the contact list, you're going to select who do you want to receive this alert. Now, you have a name offender, and you have the personnel's name in here. If Ali being manager of this facility, and you want to make sure that, or a lead hand, or whichever, it depends what kind of department you're running, and you want to make sure that Ali gets notified when this asset is returned, you simply highlight Ali's name and go add, and it will simply move on to the receiving list. And upon doing so, you simply go submit. Now, by doing that, as I scroll down, you see the alert is set up and master key as an asset to be returned without any delay. If you ever wanted to make any changes to this alert, you can simply click on the same name in here. It will pop up and you can make the changes. Some things you can't change, obviously. Well, you can delete this and redo this, but obviously the name, what it is for, the name you can change, delays, and the body of the text, and who else you want to receive, or maybe Ali's not with us anymore and you want to have Ron receiving the email. That could be something that can be edited afterwards as well. Now, the question is probably going to come up is that, hey, I want to add this, but the person's name that I wanted to give this alert to is not in my contact list to select. What's going on? What's wrong? What can I do? If you look at it in some of our previous classes, in order for name of a user, name of a person to receive that alert, the actual name of the person, be on this contact list, you need to make sure their email is set in their email one location when their user ID identification is being filled up. I'll show you right now. If I'm going to Sam, let's just go say a user. I'm just going to select anybody. Actually, you know what? Let's select someone that wasn't in there. Let's just have a look in here. So if I go into my alerts, okay, I don't see Bob in here, for example, right? So I want to make sure Bob is one of my people that wants to receive that alert. And what I'll do is I'll go in here. You can obviously, I don't have that many people, so I'm going to quickly select them. You're probably going to use the search button. It's a lot easier for you. But say Smith Bob. I'm going to go into the edit page of Bob. As you can see, his email in email 1 section is not there. If I were to put, say, bob.com and submit that, so you see right here it tells you successfully made changes to the user, so you know it's gone through. If I were to go into my alerts now, see Bob is here now. So now I can actually go through my list. So if it was here, like if I made it and everything, and I want to go through my list and add Bob as part of it. So for example, if I go in here in my edit list, now I can select also Bob to be part of the receiving list and submit. And there you go, guys. This is a quick little notification to set up on asset being returned. Now, that being said, there is tons and tons of alerts to be set up that you can choose, and people do lots of funky stuff with this, so it's pretty cool. A couple of things that I do recommend that it really needs to be set up with every single cabinet, in my opinion, number one is the AC power, because you want to be notified when the power of the cabinet's gone down. The other one is communication, if I can find it in here. Let me see if I can find, I'm talking about the communication, I'm talking about the data. So if there's, and I know it's in here somewhere, Piano, max timeout, panel, I don't seem to find it, but oh no, there it is. I believe it's right here. Panel server disconnect. That's what it's called. So it's not communication. That's another one. That's definitely a must in my opinion. Those two has to be in there in every cabinet, and I would set these up within a small load delay of say a few minutes, so you guys are notified. Nothing worse than you losing connection without knowing, and at one point you aren't trying to pull reports and you don't get the information that you need. And the fact is, communication, if the communication fails, the cabinet actually does hold enough information up to, I believe, 10,000 or 1,000 or some sort. It's like, imagine the brain of the cabinet almost like an SD card. If it's overfilled, what it's going to do is it's going to start rewriting over the old information. So if you have a cabinet that goes through a lot of transactions, it's going to be quickly rewriting over those information. So you might actually rewrite on information that is very crucial for your investigation at a later date. So it's a good idea to have this as a disconnect, so that way you are aware. So if it happens, you can quickly service, quickly have a look at the cabinet and make sure that problem is resolved. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the little tutorial. If you have any questions, concerns, let me know. My phone number is 403-471-4002. If anybody have any questions about Key Systems cabinets, be happy to help you out.